Good early afternoon, 12:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, December 19th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I wanted to do a little update here. My son's going through a speech therapy for about the next 45 minutes or so still. So I wanted to touch base in the market because it has been extremely volatile. We've had the drop down for XRP to about $2. What did it end up hitting last night? $2.15, which was absolutely spectacular where it actually hit. Now, if we can regain the 200-day at $2.33, it would be a big thing here. I'm gonna delete this stuff so that you don't get confused. That's important, but it's not as important of where we came down and held, because we're building out an inverse head and shoulders here. And now it's starting to, look at, even if it were to break out of this short term, you're starting to be able to see this consolidation in a different kind of way now. So this is very important, because if XRP can start to take over the 200-day and the 2-hourly at 230 and overpower it back up, we'd be looking at a push up to about $2.84 in the short term. We have a nice inverse head and shoulders set up here, and we can simply just mark it again. Boom, boom. We marked this yesterday. I might have deleted it this morning when I was doing my TA. Oh, it's on this chart. But that's an inverse head and shoulders right now set up. Unless it gets invalidated and we break down below that yellow line, that would be an issue. That would be an issue. The other issue is what we talked about this morning. Even though we can see a bullish scenario, even though we can see the bullish setup in an inverse head and shoulders right here, and it's very well defined, there's no doubt about it, we still need to get back above this uptrend. So this uptrend started when this rally first started. When we first started this rally for XRP, we started an uptrend. And we've been respecting it the entire time, no matter what we did from right here. So this uptrend started approximately November 10th. We've held it every single time until now. We came outside of it one other time, but we quickly pulled back up. This time we pulled up, but we got rejected at the uptrending support, which means if this is a level of resistance, this could start the beginning of the end of the pattern. Now we'll know that if we bust this inverse head and shoulders, first step would be to come down below $2.08, or what is it right now in current times? $2.10 approximately. And then that's where you start to find yourself in a situation you don't want to be in. But as of right now, we still have this inverse head and shoulders set up. The one thing that bothers me is that we're beyond to the downside. We're below that uptrend. It's never good news when you're below the uptrend. So it's interesting to say the least. If you look in the higher time frames as far as the relative strength index, nothing to see here. I mean, there's still a lot of room if it wants to drop. There's a lot of room if it wants to rise now as well. It's just we're going to have to pull in some bullish momentum here. Right now, we are on the back side of that uptrend. And yeah, this inverse head and shoulders is very well defined. And it can come down even lower. It can come down here and keep it well defined. But we need to get back above this uptrending support / resistance right now at $2.53 now. If we just look at how it's going to propel itself. So $2.51 today. But as it goes on, it's just going to be steeper and steeper and steeper and steeper to push over this uptrend. So right now, we don't even have to guess. This is what's going on. XRP has formed a resistance top. And yeah, we have that channel, but this is the entirety of the pattern now. It's got this resistance front. It's got a support structure. And this is the bottom line. If we break down here, and I know 210, yada, 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 but you could be looking at a profound drop down to that $1.52 level. And it's like, I don't want to scare anybody or make you nervous, but I continue to say, if you bought this at 35 cents with me, you've got every opportunity right now to make an educated and informed decision if you don't want to hold long term. You know, or if you don't want to hold to see how this cycle plays out. Because there is a real chance this cycle could end up coming right back through. You know, and a lot of false bravado as usual. But there will come a time when this level will cease to exist. There will come a time when we will take out all-time highs. It will happen. If not just once, it'll happen. So this is basically that make it or break it point. Is this where the market decides to give some back? Is it telling us a key signal because we're below that uptrending support and we actually got a rejection on it today? Or is it a false signal that will very quickly be eaten up here because we still have this inverse head and shoulders set up? The dragon pattern is still there. It's just, it's kind of fallen over on itself just a little bit. It hasn't invalidated it, but it's more of an inverse head and shoulders now here. More than anything. I could also say, like, maybe they did make a head and shoulders topping reversal. You know, that's why we have to see if this actually breaks down the rest of the way. Or if this is going to end up holding itself and push up. Right now, I mean, it's mixed signals. Bitcoin is another one of these mixed signals. Bitcoin came down to 98,927. Then it pulled back over about 101,000. But at current times, it seems to be falling back through in the 2 hourly, which is not a good sign. Not a good sign. Bearish cross is starting all over the place. The fact it's come outside of this rising channel is not good. Not good. It's not. This is not good if it keeps breaking down here. That's why this area right here on the forget this. The 200-day is everything right now. If you see Bitcoin come below here on this is the 3 hourly. Maybe I had that for the 2 hourly. Nah, it's below the 2 hourly now. 4 hourly is down at 96,440. I mean, it's already a bad sign when it's below the channel. It's already a bad sign when we're below this channel. That's just the bottom line. So some serious decisions need to be made from everybody in the audience of if you think this is time to let go of your spot and you want to take profits, or if you just think this is another consolidatory phase within, because we haven't invalidated this pattern. So it's very hard for me to just tell you, hey, sell it. It's going to zero. You know, it's going back down to where we started. But at the same time, it looks like we could be teasing this 217 here. If it ends up pushing down any farther, we're going to be teasing this area. And then beyond that, $2.10. So this is going to get very sloppy here if it continues down this path. So this is a very urgent update. Pay very close attention to this update. Because remember, we came up from 48 cents just about 6 weeks ago. And now we're having this consolidation, a real consolidation now. Some told me yesterday this isn't a consolidation, but I disagree. We've come down from $2.92 to now $2.28. That's a consolidation if I've ever seen it. Did it roll over? Not necessarily, but it's not the way that things are playing out in the market right now. Just, this is not the time to get caught up. This is not the time to get caught up. That's why I keep saying, if it was me, these aren't the buy zones. When it already had the 400% or 500% rally, this is the time. If you missed it, you missed it. Now you have to see. You're gonna have to take an honest evaluation to see if it can hold. And the good sign was at $1.85, $1.90 it held. The good news is we created an inverse left shoulder, inverse head. Now it looks like a tailor-made inverse head and shoulders. But sometimes a tailor-made inverse head and shoulders is another clever way of saying the topping reversal hasn't fully pulled down yet. And we're exhausting the rest of the pattern. That could be a fancy way of saying it. We might not have the Gravata to move up. But I'll be here every step of the way. And today I won't be here at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the live. I've got the 17-year-old, our senior stepdaughter, has her orchestra tonight. Yesterday, the 5th grader had her choir yesterday. So, but I still did a live yesterday. I just did it earlier. That's my anticipation here today. That's my intention, unless something goes outside the ordinary, because I do have them coming to clean out my vents today, so it might not be possible. So if I don't see everybody else again for a live, I do apologize, but I have every intention of doing one at some point today. It's going to get a little choppy here because I have so much stuff to do. But just heed this update the way it should be and just give yourself a better understanding. We talked yesterday about XDC, where a good buying spot might be if you haven't bought in yet. The first area was down here at the 4 hourly, down at 689. I did gain a little exposure there. Not a lot. I did not put a lot of exposure in yet. Not anywhere, maybe 10% of what I was looking to do. Because my own personal target here, if it breaks below here, oh, this just froze. There's been a lot of this going on TradingView today. It's been weird. It's been weird. Yeah, it's been real weird. Very sloppy. US dollar currency index again is up to 108, over 108. B2 gold continues to get slaughtered as we expected. But XDC, I did get a little bit of exposure, about 10% of what I want to. Because I'm looking at to see if it breaks this structure and then comes down to 4.4 cents. That's a beautiful uptrend that it could, at least from the start of time. But these get into an area where it gets a little dicey. But I can tell you, depending on where we consolidate here, the best bet out of XRP, XLM, and XDC, XDC's painfully behind still. Just painfully. Painfully. Even when XLM was at 8 cents, XDC was around 2 and 2.5 cents. And XRP was at like 50 cents. So if you start looking at that, the discrepancy here, 5 to 1, you know, I mean, on XDC to XLM right now, it's supposed to be about 4 to 1 traditionally. And right now it's over 5.5. It's about 5.5 to 1 right now. That's a big disparity between the ratios. So I'm still looking at XDC big time for when this, if it continues to drop to this uptrend, I'll be more vested, believe me. DGB continues to just stay around the same consolidatory area. I mean, all of these seem like they're building a descending descending wedges in real time, real quickly. So it's, I don't know. This is either super bullish and we're getting the back test like we need, or we're about to implode, like we said yesterday. We talked about the possible 27% drop. I was more bearish yesterday than not. And the market, I mean, it's unfortunately went that way of our bearish feeling, but now we are going to have to watch this for real. If you're looking to trade crypto, XDC's on HOTCOIN. They just listed it yesterday, early AM. So you can take advantage of it there. It's in the video description below and or pinned comment, or you can come to my homepage. That's HOTCOIN, the second one. BITUNIX, if you're leverage trading, which I don't advise it, but that's got the lowest maker-taker fee for spot and leverage. So just do things wisely. I'll see you when I see you later on today at some point, and we'll touch base again. At the very least, I'll be doing a short at some point just so you can get a little more information. Have a blessed afternoon, everybody. And don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on this beautiful Thursday, even if it seems bleak.